Let's play with paranoid. Board games, gadgets, and toys. Arcades, consoles, and Game Boys. Let's play with paranoid. Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast game. Super Nintendo, Power Glove, GBA. TurboGrafx 16, we play all day. Wolfenstein, Doom, and GTA. Let's play with paranoid. Board games, gadgets, and toys. Arcades, consoles, and Game Boys. Let's play with paranoid.
Oh, hello there. What up? It's Doenut, and you tuning into all your Illuminati news. I'm here over on the Paranoid American channel, but we are streaming it live on my Facebook, hopefully. I'm not even sure if it worked or not, but Paranoid called me and he said he's playing a video game. I'm not much of a video game guy, but this video game's full of occult symbolisms. And we could see that Grand Theft Auto, for example, is straight connected to the Obama's release of Leave the World Behind. They have the deer in the Grand Theft Auto right there in Leave the World Behind. Or then when Rockstar game came out, they were showing the deer. I think it's connected, Paranoid, to the dollar collapse, because we just saw the Eagles and the Buccaneers, and I believe that the Synarchy system of secret societies actually controlling the planet are utilizing video games, billboards, cell phone, text messages, symbology to hijack the conscious mind, because these Joseph Campbell mythologies and symbols are deeply rooted in the human experience, the human psyche. And we're gonna play what? Is this a video game? An occult video game like Assassin's Creed?
So I got maybe, I don't know, like an hour into this game a while ago, and I just didn't have time to finish it up. But I was coming back to it because I'm working on a number of games right now. I got my own Steam game that you can go and follow right now. It's called Lucifer Lives in Lower Manhattan, and it takes like 2 or 3 years worth of research into the satanic panic in the States. And it was so much. I didn't want to turn it into a book because I wanted to reach more people than just the ones that are reading books. And to make it into a comic book, it was just going to be like a huge undertaking because there was so much like meticulous research. And I ended up settling on a game. So I got a game coming out. And because of that, I got a bug going now. So I want to make a game with J Dreamers, like a Plasma Apocalypse Oregon Trail game. I want to make a game with Andre Azertis, like an RPG Earthbound style game where you're like a Mormon discovering like angels and stuff. And in addition to all of this, I just wanted to go through a backlog and take notes on like the cool parts of the stories, the cool mechanics, the things that I don't like about different games. And while I'm waiting to play Oregon Trail with Jay and some other games with Andreas, this one popped up. We've been talking about Illuminati for a while, and that's basically what this game is. Like, they call it the Council, but it really is the Illuminati.
With the Council of Foreign Affairs, the CFR, or the Council of Nine, Council of Nicaea, is that what it's called, or something like that? But, the Council, that is an Illuminati term, absolutely. And that guy looks a little bit like Machiavelli.
So this one's kind of like a first-person point of view, but it's like a lot of walking around and reading stuff and poking.
There's no way you could pause it?
I just skipped.
Feeling, my dear
I just skipped.
Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
You look like he's part of the Black Eye Club. The Golden Order.
Exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone.
What?
As for you,
man.
nothing will remain of your body. If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive. You know, Louis.
What secret society? The golden what?
Eating your dear mother.
It's going to start becoming prominent.
Persuasive ways of making you talk.
Ooh, MK Ultra. Get him to talk.
You've stolen something.
That
from
one
me
says
that I intend
Hazel.
to get
I don't
back.
know what the one that he picked up said.
Where have you hidden it?
He's got like some
Orphan.
Crowley vibes going.
You can't.
Yeah, and that's what MK Ultra was all about, was to get people to talk.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right?
Lord
Just
Mortimer,
tell us who
look
the
at that.
buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea
Got
what
Illuminati
trouble you've
picture in the
got yourselves
background?
into.
Got the all-seeing eye in the babackground.
Oh, but you will.
That's
tell
just
me
where
where
it
it's
starts,
hidden.
man. There's so much of it.
I can promise you that.
Oh,
Yeah, if you want to hurt someone, the best way to do is don't punch
Didn't
them,
what
but slap
happens
them.
when Rome teach you
Slap,
anything?
slap, because it stings, and it really gets
Just
your
a few
eyes
more
watering.
minutes and my concoction will be ready.
you can see the Sephiroth in the
Your bodies will
background.
dissolve in less than
Was
4
that
hours.
the
It
Kabbalah?
had like the tree of life, the
You'll
Sephiroth in the
see.
background right there.
Oh,
Lucen's tongue for
damn.
no time.
You got some
Right
Goetia.
there. Yeah.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto.
And his eyeball, his
Holy
left eye, is
national.
the Illuminati eye that gouged that horse's left eye
Got it.
right there. So that's symbolism right there.
Over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Burchard,
What up, chat room?
listen,
Von Borchert.
let's make a deal.
And some of the characters
I'll tell you what
are
the book
real,
is.
and a lot of them are
If you let my mother go
fictional.
free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any
You can
position
see a little
to do so.
Ouroboros in the background, another little
For the last
all-seeing eye,
time,
The
8-pointed star.
hexagram. Yeah.
where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
So we get to decide: do we want to act or do we want to trust your mom?
Well, I got to know the context of the game. What's the context of this?
It I believe it just drops you in here, unless I screwed something up and it started at the end. I believe this is the first thing that you do. So we're basically
I don't trust her at all.
all right. So we're gonna act.
But if I was him, I would want to trust her.
Well, let's do what Doenut would do. So you're gonna do your own act. You're not gonna worry about her.
I would go for the dude. That dude seems much more trustworthy.
All right, let's do it.
Just because of how he slapped.
Oh, oh man.
Oh, snap. That's what you get,
Now
bro.
you
For
handled
God's
it,
sake, Louis. I told you to let me do it.
and you got an awesome scar to show
Let
for
me
it.
see.
Yeah.
No, I was in control of the situation, Mother.
Oh, tell that to your nose. It's because of this kind of reaction that I prefer to work alone.
You ought to learn to trust me, Mother.
Hmm.
Can't you be happy for once? We finally cracked the Von Borchard case.
He was just a middleman. He would have been more useful alive. How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me. You're
That's a gnarly
much more
gash right there.
important than you can ever imagine. Right, let's go now.
Beta.
Even though he took action, he's still kind of, not taking the action.
Yeah, we could see who really has the relationship on hold. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Alexander, hello. Hope Marie, hello.
Yeah, 1793. So there is some context. Here's where we get a little more context, because it kind of just drops you in the middle of nowhere to figure out whatever you need to.
the Illuminati was definitely probably at its strong point at this time. Is this the French Revolution era time? I forget. I think that's
1776, right, is the founding of the Illuminati. So we're talking like 10, 15 years afterwards, and it doesn't last for too much longer than this. So this is right in the peak of the Bavarian Illuminati.
So yeah, French Revolution was 1789.
Well done, Mother. You just had to pick up Von Burchett's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
Yeah, the island.
If I had my own island, it would definitely be something like this. It wouldn't be a tropical island. It would be like some like a fortress in the middle of the ocean.
Explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without.
Straw jawline.
And all I've done is think.
What may be able to imagine. It was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both.
This guy seems trustworthy.
At home.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh, no. We have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holmes, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Was this like some Jesuit thing going on?
Yeah, he is on the right. So he's asking us why we're here. So we either say we've got business or there's a personal reason. And we've got no other context here aside from the scene that we just saw.
I would do the business, seems more professional.
They might quiz us on it, though.
For personal reason, look, I got a scar on my face. I'm already sketchy, so I got
okay.
I'm doing
all right, let's say business then. Let's see.
Lord Mortimer asked me to join him. We have some business to take care of.
Oh, how mysterious. You adapt quickly, my son.
All right. I think that means you got it right.
Water. Would you believe that we are all here hoping to solve our personal issues? You'll see.
Right. I doubt that you came here to look for your mother.
Yeah, bro.
Anyway,
Look at his ears. Looks like he used to wrestle.
Because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
So we can either answer him or we can just dodge the question and talk to her instead.
No, I would answer it.
That's right. Until now, I've never been invited by Lord Mortimer.
You won't soon forget.
Given what I've seen so far, I wish I'd been passed over.
Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
Are you all right?
What does it look like? I got a scar on my face.
He's like shaking. He's falling.
All right.
Mother? Oh, shit. Your hand.
So,
Damn.
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah. No one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
So much
There's
talent.
no other way.
Such a waste.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it
The
again.
left eye is all
But-
bloodshot.
I trusted you.
She got that glaucoma.
Don't! No! No! You can run if you want to, sir. We'll pay.
So this guy's like some kind of empath or
Where's my
something.
wallet? Where's my wallet?
Louis,
Yeah.
are you right? What's going on? Here, take this.
Oh, that'll definitely
Sorry.
fix the problem.
Yeah.
Are you better?
This dude's shaking, falling
I'm
down,
fine.
bleeding from
Don't
the
worry.
nose, and like she's gonna throw a handkerchief and walk away.
It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
He's not even looking at her eyes. It's so rude.
Sure, yes.
Fine.
He's not even trying to. He's hunched over and everything. Not a gentleman.
So these video games, you don't get to really play much. You just hit a button and say this and that.
Yeah, this. I mean,
Or
so
what?
here's the one
This
chance
can't
that
be
we've
real.
got
The
now to
Duchess
walk around
arrived
and do
with me.
stuff. Now this is where I'm going to look like an absolute noob because I don't know what I'm looking for, or what I'm
find
doing.
you, mother.
So the dude, we're just on like a hunting mission, I guess, for like little clues here and there.
Bro, I haven't seen a video game in so long. Is this on PlayStation?
I'm not sure. I mean, this one I got on Steam. I don't know if they made it for console or not. It had decent ratings.
So is Steam like internet server that you play games on?
Steam is sort of like an iTunes for games, like a centralized place you can go and get
Louis,
games
during
from
the
all
trip,
different
I had
publishers.
something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
All right, so here we get. So the way this works is that whatever we pick is gonna kind of determine the rest of the game going forward, and what kind of skills you've got, and what sort of
Occultist.
responses you can give
Yeah.
all day long. Occultist.
Well, I mean, diplomat. The guy obviously doesn't look diplomatic because he's all bruised up, but he looks like he's been in 10,000 fights. And
Okay,
detective is hella sketchy. If someone's like, yo, I'm a detective, you're going to always but if you're like, I'm an occultist, I'm like, yeah, okay, you look like an occultist, sort of. Like, you
Okay,
look like,
fair enough. Yeah, he's got like that Indiana Jones look going.
yeah.
All right, so we're an occultist.
Plus, also, we cover occult symbols. So that's probably the best one to do for, our stream.
And then let's see, choose your skills. So we get 3 points that we can spend. And we can only spend them on these ones down here. So we got science, we got occultism, erudition. I'm not even sure I've seen that word before. Manipulation. That sounds like
manipulation's
a decent
good. Do manipulation.
one. Bam.
Nice. We got to manipulate these.
And what is it? What are you doing? Get people to act in your own interest. Yeah, okay.
We about to manipulate these Illuminatis.
I have been involved in all sorts of unsolved cases. Have you ever heard of the Abbey of Hexham?
Vaguely.
An ingenious scam involving mass manipulation on a scale never seen before.
There was a cavern under the abbey, wasn't there?
Exactly. The wind would blow in through spouts, creating a terrifying howling sound. So, to stop the howling, the priest called for offerings from the peasants.
And if they brought enough money, I'm guessing the priest stopped the howling. A perfect trick to fool simple souls.
Admit it, Duchess. That story kept you in suspense, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I'm delighted to find out that you were the young and brilliant French investigator.
For someone who only remembers the case vaguely, your memories are very clear.
Well, they say I have the memory of two people. But please call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis.
This guy's a little bit of a mama's boy, huh? Like everything's about his mom.
Beta.
All right, so have we met her? And it says not at all, lie to her. or not at all sorry?
Okay, I'll let you decide this one. I decided that happens.
You remember me, don't you? Oh, yeah, I guess the option's really just either lie to her or don't lie to her.
I know what I would do, but this is up to you.
I would probably not lie about it, because if she's saying that, I don't know. What would you do, man? This is Donut's playthrough,
bro. I would lie.
How could I forget a woman such as yourself?
A woman such as me. What a sweet talker you are. Remind me of how we met.
Okay, now she's gonna put you up on the spot, man. So we've got an extra skill because we've got the manipulation, right? So we can say we've got this one. Pretend to be hurt for her not believing you. That feels like the go-to. It's either you're gonna like keep digging the hole deeper and then throw out Paris, just like hoping that that's it. And then we don't have this one because we didn't pick diversion. So it's between these two.
Well, yeah, that's up to you.
I would use the skill, man. I would use the skill right here.
I would use the skill too.
It hurts me that you could doubt my sincerity. I thought we'd gotten past that stage.
Gaslighting her.
Don't take it like that, Louis. I was only joking. I thought you were making fun of me.
I thought you were someone I could trust. I'm hurt to see that you're still at the stage of testing me, Duchess.
Listen, Louis, I am
This
sorry.
is a true
I
gaslight.
really didn't want to hurt you. Forget what I just said. It was clumsy of me.
If you say so. Let's go with that then. Didn't see me, didn't know me. Push any harder and I'll make a fool.
So is this game training people how to be manipulative, lie, and narcissists?
I mean, you picked the cultist, bro, instead of diplomat. So
my bad.
Your skills allow you to discover hidden details. Select the object most suggestive of the situation to discover them. So I guess there's. Oh, let's see. Let's look at the necklace. Oh, I guess you just need to click on.
I ask her a question. She answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Each person you meet has their own personality. Okay, vulnerable to certain skills. And it says immunity revealed, vulnerability revealed. So I guess we got know what she's good and bad at.
Excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Obtain talents when carrying out certain actions. All right. We're back on our own now. And I don't know if you can see, but there's like I guess there's like these little like blue dots. So we got royal jelly. What's royal jelly?
Hey, jelly. That's some donut stuff right there.
Is that like from bees?
Must be an incredible view from up there.
No, it's the occult.
Put on the island.
The occult jelly in the donut.
They put on their occult peanut butter.
You could do whatever you want with your royal jelly. One man's royal jelly is for them to do whatever they want.
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
This guy reminds me of Vega from Street Fighter.
Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
How can you hear him so clearly through this like porcelain face mask?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got two options. Ask him where Lord Mortimer is, or start talking about your moms again, because that's what this dude does.
Well, I would omit whatever you want to do. I wouldn't bring up the mother. I would omit that information and go because that's what's important to him is the mother. So why would he like keep bringing that up? He wants to get up in there and forget about it. Go to their probably I don't know what they're doing up in there, but they doing something wicked. Wow!
I have an appointment with Lord Mortimer. Would you be so kind as to lead me to him?
Unfortunately, sir, I cannot. I don't know exactly where my master is. But rest assured, sir, Everyone is waiting for you at the manor. Sir Holm insists on welcoming you in person. Since your mother went missing, everyone has been concerned about finding her.
Who is Sir Holm?
A close friend of Lord Mortimer's. Please, rest assured, sir, it won't take us long to find your revered mother. Indeed, we are searching the caves again because lights were seen at the wharf just last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our
That
information.
fool lying, bro. You see his hand, like his hands are behind his back.
You think so? You think you're just making this up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Left the manor
Fool.
last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Oh, this one's timed, and we can't pick this one anyway. So I guess we got to go with this.
Did anyone see anything else?
Unfortunately not, sir. Only lights were seen by servants of the manor, sir. And as I was saying, sir, all the guests were asleep, and no one seems to have noticed anything at all. We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR.
What's with all the handkerchiefs in this game already? Like we're not even halfway in. We've got 2 handkerchiefs.
Somebody commented on our video about
I
SDR.
know my mother. She's not the kind
That there's like an occult connection to those letters.
Got to find out what the hell she was doing here. Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
That's probably going to come up actually.
Sir, the one you arrived by.
I'm looking for what they wrote.
Let's see. So we're just going to tell this guy to straight up give us the handkerchief.
Pass me the handkerchief.
But my orders were to give it to my master.
Are you refusing to give me my own mother's personal belongings? Even though
Hell
she
yeah.
was greatly looking forward to meeting your master, she's gone missing. And you seem incapable of finding her.
Oh, but sir, please.
And to top it all off, you refuse to give me the handkerchief that she so often let me use? Do I deserve such little consideration in your eyes? Is that what you wish me to report to your master?
No, certainly not, sir. Please forgive me, sir. I've been such an idiot. Here you are.
That went well, actually.
Yeah, you know,
Your handkerchief.
we do it.
I feel like we might be making enemies, though. Like, this is that dude's island.
Is.
Yeah.
What you been doing out here on this wharf?
There's got to be something else down here, because as soon as we started walking down this dock before, it went right into a cutscene. And what's also throwing me off is that the hot spots are like these little blue lights, but like everywhere you look, there's these little blue speckles of light from the moonlight. And I guess the dock's like wet or something. See, like, what's that right there?
Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard. It's different from the rest.
And they were talking before about wind was coming up through the floorboards and that they would use that to say that there was demons screaming, and that if people, I guess, gave the priest enough money, then they would put a qualm to the demons by just like tightening up the floorboards. It reminds me of that movie Apocalypto, where the witch doctor dude, right? He's telling people that he controls the eclipse and the sun's not going to come back unless they like do what he wants them to do. So it looks like we don't have the strength to lift it, so we can either look at it or take it out. I'm just going to take it out.
Oh, shit. It's not coming up. I'll never manage it barehanded.
And this guy doesn't have the strength to pull a little piece of broken wood up.
Somebody replaced it recently. It looks like it's fixed pretty solidly in place. It's going to be tough to rip it out of here.
Well, he is an occultist.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but what were the other options? I guess maybe detective would have given him the ability to.
Yeah, a detective could. I mean, they sit around and do mostly just paperwork, but
well, so the diplomat, right? The diplomat would have been the strong one. Then?
Yeah, diplomat. Is, they got to shake hands and all that.
I'll never get it open barehanded.
Okay, so we can pick the lock though.
Are we winning?
I see the little dots in the bottom left corner, but I don't know what those mean.
You know what's a fun game? Worms.
I remember worms. Have you ever heard of scorched earth?
No, is it good?
Scorched earth, I think, was like the OG worms.
Pistol case.
Where it's like it's the same premise where you've got little dudes and you just adjust the trajectory, the angle, and the power, and then you get like different little weapons to pick from.
And none of it's telling
Worms was an awesome one though. That was the one that actually made it to the console.
Yeah, we should play that.
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels.
This game sucks.
What do we hear?
This is more like a documentary than a game.
Is this how most video games are? They're like movies that you watch because it's fun.
Unusable.
Like,
I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. Apparently, someone on this island has gone through a whole lot of trouble to arm themselves.
So one of the previews in this game was specifically showing George Washington as a character, and he has like this huge ass Illuminati pendant on his chest, like the all-seeing eye and everything. And they were talking about specifically like the papers that comes up, right? The Robeson papers, where he talks about the Illuminati making it into the States. So I'm trying. I didn't get that far.
Tell us a little bit about the papers.
It was just someone had written George Washington paper, and it was paraphrasing, and it was like, "Yo, George, look out! He's Illuminati here in America." And he kind of wrote him back, and he was like, "Oh no, I know, I've heard about him, but I don't think that they've really gotten like a huge hold or anything." And, I mean, that was the premise, the main premise of it. It was him acknowledging the Illuminati existed, and then saying that he wasn't as concerned as some other guy was telling him to be. So I don't know if that means that it was like, no, they're good. They're with me. Let them in the back door. Or if it was...
This is an Illuminati-based game.
This is entirely about the Illuminati. I think the island that we're on right now is essentially the Illuminati island. And what would be like the Frankenstein, right? Like Frankenstein's castle. Like I'm assuming that this, if you wanted to draw the lines, it's kind of like Frankenstein's castle.
It's like
Look out for the alligator.
There's no alligator in there.
That's what I always say. Every time I buy water by someone, I'm like, well, watch out, alligator. And I'm in Arizona. There's no alligators here.
Great.
Every time people freak out.
I mean, there's actually alligators here. I mean, I'm in Florida, so
yeah. So that don't scare you, huh? Alligators.
I mean, I don't look for them. If I see an alligator, I'll go in the opposite direction.
Crocodiles are what are dangerous, not alligators.
Well, I don't think we've got crocodiles in the States, and alligators are definitely dangerous.
They slow though.
All right, all we got is examine letters one at a time.
People be wrestling alligators.
Not me, man.
I saw a guy put his head in like what happens is they open up the mouth, and then what if a fly touches the tongue, it snaps.
I heard that if you get them over on their back, it'll put them to sleep. So that's a lot of time what they do. And then if you could just get your hand under the chin, that's what, like here in Florida, they have a lot of the like alligator wrestling places, just like little side of the track things. And usually what they'll do is they'll get the alligator's head upright and then put their chin up under like the tip of its jaw, because it doesn't have a lot of strength to open the mouth. All the strength is in closing the mouth.
Yeah. I've seen it in Florida. I went and watched an alligator wrestler.
If anyone's ever been to the Kennedy Space Center here in Florida, the whole way there, they've got all these alligator crossings, and there's nothing. It's just like it's like a big road surrounded by water. So of course there's always alligators up in there, and it's weird. There's alligators and there's bald eagles, and there's not a lot of other places that I see bald eagles in Florida. And here's this one place that you'll see both of them as you're driving to go and see the spaceship. You'll see bald eagles and you'll see alligators. It's kind of surreal.
Have you ever ate an alligator?
The slightest idea.
Yeah. That's like a tough version of chicken. Don't you got some alligator in there right now?
No.
The dress season.
It's just ramen, brain food.
It's about time
you dress it up. You have like the special little packets and the little ramen hacks.
Mm-hmm. Put the little ramen packet.
What hacks you got going?
Well,
The address
I boiled the water,
That's not a hack. That's actually part of the normal process.
and then I put the thing in there, and then it gets soft, and then I pour the
Okay, so
pasta
just the
in
normal process.
there. Yes. But look, I use chopsticks. Look at
This
that
guy's just
chopstick.
going through everyone's mail. This is actually a federal offense, I think.
Yeah, what a scumbag.
Schwa.
Well,
Mother, you test me even when you're not here.
this guy is a little obsessed with mommy, I think.
Yeah, he's in love with her. Yeah, he's a beta.
He's going through someone else's mail
Dear
and
Samuel,
reading their mail,
my
and then it's
stay
like
on
about
board
his mom
Mortimer's
somehow.
Island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan
it
to
actually
stay
is
a
from
few
his
more
mom.
Weeks. Would you as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richer.
What is your game here, Mother?
When do we get the flower that lets us shoot the fireballs?
Speak like that. What's going on here? That you write to me?
Yeah, I thought this was a game. I thought we were going to be like
further by trying to avoid raising any suspicions should anyone else read it.
stuff
I wonder
up.
if this
and
Godoy is the person you came looking for. Think.
These
I mean,
video
game's got a loose definition now. It's like
so familiar.
This is kind of like
It's
an
so
interactive
politically
movie in a
correct
way.
nowadays.
I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to
Yeah,
talk
what's the
about it
special
soon,
move?
Mother.
Where
I
like
don't know
what's the
what you've gotten
fatality
yourself
move here?
into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
You do fighting games? Did you do fighting games back in the day?
Well, I haven't played video game since Grand Theft Auto when it was on the 360. Actually, I played Grand Theft Auto on the PlayStation 3 or 4 for like 2 days.
No one seems to have used any.
But I don't play station. I video edit, like I like to video edit.
These
That's
old
all the
bars been
computer
broken.
stuff I do.
Edges are still clean.
You ever just watch people play games? There was like a
No, this is
transition.
new to me. This is
My
new
money,
to me.
cannon powder.
It's probably not fun to play video games with. I wouldn't be upset if
Might
you
just
never
come in
invite me
handy.
back. But it's a new thing for me.
We just got this bar, so I'm pretty sure that we can use that to
chest,
pry open that
like
piece of wood.
Honey.
Yeah, I would
just
have
wanna go into
gave it up. I like Grand Theft Auto from the aerial point of view, or Tony Hawk, because I don't have to do anything. I just go around in circles.
You play the OG Grand Theft Auto? Like the
Yeah.
one that's only the top down the whole time?
That's or GTA 2, top down. So fun.
That
Look at those stars. That's what
it's hidden inside.
outside used to look
There's
like.
a book and also a bag.
I mean, if you get away from the city, you can
The
see that
Mysterium
too.
Cosmographicum. I know that book
What's
well.
that Mysterium
Mother used to read
Cosmographicum?
passages from it to me all the time. And judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers.
Dude, it's still about his
Out
mom.
loud.
Everything's about his
What's
mom
happened
so
to you,
far.
Mother?
All right, we got
Bro.
manuscripts.
Let's look inside the bag. A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder.
Nope. I mean, can we just take it all? Yeah, just take the bag, right?
Some
Logical.
fruit, a piece of bacon, and some bread.
Piece of
Fruit's
bacon.
still firm. Bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days. And if it's rationed,
What is this guy, detective now? I thought we
Two
picked the
more days.
cultist. Now all of a sudden he's like a trailblazer.
Look at those eyes.
key completely rusted.
take it? Why don't you just take everything, man? I don't get it.
It might be useful.
This guy
Mother
is
wasn't counting on
not the wisest Illuminati member out there.
Well, I mean, he's getting started, right? We just decided what we were gonna be for the first time in our lives. He's got to be like 30 or something, right? So just now he decided.
Well, I knew what I was gonna do when I was.
The bag is covered in black powder. Judging by its consistency, it's the same type.
Donut was like, I knew I was
going
to be a cultist at like age 3.
Just gets better.
I knew I was going to study the occult exposure Illuminati at age 3. I knew this.
Shit, those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells like a perfume.
Mother.
Piece of soap, some oils, and
this guy's a pervert.
What does all this mean?
Look at that angle of him, that face of him. You see that? Can you make that big screen?
Yeah, hold on.
It's just the funniest.
Oh no, I
thing.
can't. You know what? I can't because the game took over my mouse.
No, you're good. I'm gonna screenshot it. I got it. The guy. It's gonna be the next thumbnail.
Just in case, I'll take it all.
The next time we do this, I'll have to set this on like window mode so it doesn't take my mouse over.
So, let's go through this.
All right, can we just? I want to go up to the Illuminati house now, man.
Middle of the night. That's not normal. And if that weren't enough, looks now like she's armed.
Yeah, go to the party, bro. What are you doing outside? Looking for treasure?
I mean, there's certain play types, and I would say I'm probably more of like a completionist. Where like I do try and get all the little, like, I guess in GTA, right? It's like finding all the little hidden bits. I don't even remember what the hidden stuff was in GTA. What were they? Are the little tokens you'd have to go and collect?
See, I never played the game. I just drove around and ran people over.
I mean, that's playing the game, I guess.
But I would do it for hours and hours. And like I would play like ICP while I was doing it.
Manor at the top of a
They call that emergent gameplay. That's when the players use the game for something maybe not originally intended for, but still have fun.
Yes, that's what I was doing. Have you ever seen the Count of Monte Cristo?
Yeah, of course, man. I actually like the remake better than the original. I think the original one was the black and white one.
Not the black and white one. The remake.
Yeah, the remake is amazing.
He looks like the Count a little bit.
This guy gives me more Ichabod Crane vibes. Oh, there we go. There's some Illuminati.
Yeah, there we go. That's some.
That's got to be Zeus, right?
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if sperm looked like that, like with faces on it?
I'm looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara the Rich.
Oh, we get to lie again now, right?
You see, your mother and I were.
I think that's Washington in the back, bro.
I was supposed
Looks
to.
like it was a Baphomet star too.
But I haven't seen her.
You got ram's heads.
Massive Zeus. And I think what they're standing on looks like a symbol too, like a black sun type symbol.
Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
We got a confrontation going on.
Oh, now we getting into the real video game.
All right, you got to go through several steps and be as persuasive as possible.
Pull out the Draco.
Confrontations have consequences on the rest of the story, so don't hesitate to use your skills. So anytime we see manipulation pop up, I guess use
Thank
it.
you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather
3 blunders
deal with
left.
her
Okay.
directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna like the never mind, give me your letter response. So I'm gonna throw this one in.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow.
Wow.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
I feel like that was an obvious
you,
one.
My son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great.
Was that it, or is there more to it?
No, you did good.
I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such.
I mean, I assume this
If your
dude's
mother
Jesuit
wishes
because
to
this is
speak to
like
you
right
about
in the
us
time
one
when
day,
Jesuit and
I do
Illuminati
not
were
mind if she
still
does so.
like beefing,
That
right?
is
This is
very
like East versus
commendable.
West.
But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Right.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Uh-oh. No, you can't just say that you're members of the Golden Order like that, man.
Yeah, don't say that.
So,
That's
professional secret, sorry. That's the only other option.
If you know my mother, you will understand that I cannot answer you.
There's no way that's a blunder. There's
I'm
no
sorry,
way.
but
Do not worry, my son. I perfectly understand, and I expected nothing less from you. Discretion and secrecy are both pillars of the organizations for which we work.
Oh yeah, look, they're standing on like a labyrinth symbol.
all the same,
yeah.
it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave her envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
We should podcast like that.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person.
Oh, has he got a tattoo in his hand?
Successful.
Yeah.
Do you think I
Man,
should give it to you?
I just lost a lot of like trust for this dude. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to use this manipulation one. There's no way.
I lost trust in him when he was hanging out with that
You
girl.
seem hesitant. The simplest thing to do is just to give it to her when you see her.
Okay, so he's vulnerable
After
to
all,
manipulation
it's not
too.
that urgent.
Yes.
How do you get that like 5 o'clock shadow he got?
What
Going?
if
You
we
know,
don't
I can't
find
get
each
that. I want that.
It's
So
because it's
I
not
don't
5
know
o'clock
yet
right
when
now,
I'll be
man.
leaving. I might not be staying for very long. What to do? Can you see a solution? Come on. Just give me the letter.
You can do the
for crying
paint
out loud.
too, where you do like the
I
filler.
cannot run the risk alone. I am going to trust you. You seem like an honest man.
Bingo.
Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will believe it?
Last step. Come on, man. We're still not out of the weeds here. You must convince the person you are talking to by giving a positive answer. Okay.
Oh, someone said
Evidence.
Twisted Metal. Twisted
Just not
Metal is like the dopest game.
Why is that?
I've always had a
Twisted
Christian
Metal
mind,
was
and I won't
dope.
make
What was
false
what was your
promises.
favorite card?
I
in Twisted
respect you
Metal?
too much for that.
Axel.
I spend my time
Axel?
trying to find
Okay.
logical,
So you're talking
reasonable
Twisted Metal
answers
too,
to
then.
problems which
Because he wasn't in
Probably.
one, I don't
chance may
think, was he?
seem supernatural.
I liked Axel.
I'm not
because
saying I don't
Alex,
believe in God as a concept.
So it's like
I
the
just
same.
don't believe in the God of your sacred texts. And I don't
I
want
liked
to lie.
Warthog. I think
Even though
Warthog
you
had
Oh,
like a
and the
homing
Grim,
missile.
Mr. Grimm was cool too.
Shall
Yeah,
only
Mr.
hear
Grimm,
your
man.
honesty. Listen, let's stop
I
there.
wish they would remake
I'm
that
going to
one,
tell you a
like a
secret.
brand new Twisted, or actually just the exact same
Your
Twisted
mother
Metal,
and I
just better
are organizing the
graphics and like
escape
hit
of a
detection.
large number of French priests.
Yeah.
It's a massacre organized by the cursed Republican
Look,
tribunals.
they're talking about the French
The church
Revolution right
is
now.
literally being bled like a beast without your mother.
And this
Hundreds
dude's
of men
talking about the
have gone to the
Jesuits being run
guillotine.
out of
She has made
academia,
the
I think.
services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions,
See, as a video
always
game, so
provided
far we've
assistance.
picked up a piece of metal and used
You
it to
can be
pry
proud
open a
to be
board,
yourself.
and that's that was
Be
the
it only
extent
for
of,
her
like,
sake.
the action.
Always respect your name.
That's wild.
Here,
This is an Illuminati game. They're
includes
like,
a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
So they're talking about like they know
Well
something's
played.
happening worldwide,
All-side
like all
Yeah.
over the place. Things
Whether
are
the book-
changing.
What it contains.
yeah, the Illuminati, French Revolution.
All right, now we get to explore a little bit and like look at some of this stuff.
Yeah, look at that symbol. That's a, what do you call that? A laz?
This looks like a typical labyrinth, and this is a representation of, I mean, early sacrifice, like sacrificial rituals, because the families of Athens, like the elites, would bring their kids over to Minos, and they would have the Minotaur would be there. And they had to keep doing this for years and years until someone actually defeated the Minotaur, and they were able to stop doing that. But this is the labyrinth, I believe.
Sketchy.
Yeah, look at this, man. So we got this huge, and is that Zeus? I'm assuming it's Zeus because that's a thunderbolt, right? Or it's like a big sphere. Looks like it.
Yeah.
We got up on here.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a
That's a legit
biography
book.
of the great men.
What were you talking about?
You should start stealing books from this house.
Caesar, stabbed by multiple
down.
blows at once.
It's too heavy to carry around.
Raised the dagger on him. Then, covering his head with his robe,
Why didn't he take the
delivers himself
grapes?
to the arms of
Like it seems like you take the grapes, right?
Nice
You're gonna leave them
family.
there.
Yeah, they're delicious.
might come in handy someday.
Have you seen that
Okay, yeah, he
video?
just straight up taking books. All right.
That's a thief. See, that's not okay. Like,
No.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
Whoa, that
It's
feels
the
like
least
a
I
dirty
can
joke.
say. I've been
Yeah.
longing for Ward 5 for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away.
Yeah, man. That's
Have you
George.
also just arrived?
George
look at that.
Washington.
Morning, I'd say.
That's
Louis,
Adam
join
Wazon.
us.
Yeah,
Monsieur,
it's
may I introduce you
Weishaupt.
to Monsignor, His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
What kind of
Just
thing
call
is he
me
wearing on his?
George Washington, President
That's an all-seeing eye.
States of America.
See, that's
Delighted at last
that's
to make
not a
your
White
acquaintance.
House Washington.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never.
He looks
thought
mad
you
old
would
here.
be
How old was George
Yeah,
Washington?
He wasn't that old. He was like in his 20s,
First time that I've ever met so many illustrious
right? He was like
And
25
Was he?
when he was the president.
generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions,
I
there
think
are
so.
over
Let
a
me see.
dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet. And you'll see.
I'd
most
look it
of
up,
the
but
time there's
it took
only
my
the
mouse over.
crust.
And
Looking it
I
up.
noticed you were already getting.
I mean, he
to know his
looks like
eminence.
60 here.
Yeah, no, he was 57 when he became president.
Okay.
Net-
Okay.
What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Now I sound like a dummy. Yeah, but
All right. I'm going to stop talking about mommy for a second here. So let's just talk about the letter.
Nothing special. His Eminence had an envelope to give to my mother.
Uh-oh.
Initially.
Yo, he wasn't happy
Because your
about
mother
that.
was supposed to join us.
That's right.
this guy.
She arrived a few
I
weeks
think that might have been a faux pas. I
Several
think I
weeks
just
at Lord
mentioned something I wasn't
Mortimer's.
supposed to.
She must be a special guest.
Oh,
Damn, even though I didn't bring my
No
mom up,
scrumptious
everyone
gossip
starts
or
talking
juicy
about
tidbits,
mom again.
Unmentionable secrets or even money matters, but you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around
Oh.
here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
I mean, it
Well,
seems like they're implying George
Any
Washington
of
was
you
part of
know
the
reason
Illuminati.
Why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Horn, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests,
During which time we remake the world.
accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Riche, you've come out here to join
George Washington on some absinthe would be a wild party.
I bought absinthe once and I took a sip and I threw up because it
Like
tasted
you,
like
Mr. President.
black
I'm here as
licorice.
a result of Lord Mortimer's.
Yeah, you don't like
members of the
Sambuca?
Same family.
I don't like.
Well, not now, but
You
then.
know what they say. You can
I
pick your
couldn't
nose.
drink it because it was so
Family.
disgusting tasting.
It's a particular kind of taste.
Seriously, though,
You like fennel?
I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards.
Fennel?
Take a moment.
Fennel,
to
bro.
speak
I
about
guess
her.
it's an Italian thing. But usually
like,
after dinner, you just straight up chew on fennel.
Oh, really?
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Oh, man. Oh, is he going to start quizzing us about the occult?
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man from my vision.
An urgent case has delayed
Holy
our host,
crap.
Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he
Look at
sends
that guy.
his deep.
That's how people dress too.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up. Great start.
You know that gonna be a party.
And now, my dear
nothing.
guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. Therefore,
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise.
That looks like his mom.
Mortimer's guest.
it is his mom.
Oh,
She's undercover, bro. This is like
Don't
one of
take
those
it the wrong
Angelina
way,
Jolie
so,
spy
but
movies.
I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Everyone's just
Please
skipping
feel
dinner.
at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my
Nice.
Yeah, I'm staying with How do you not stay with Washington? I don't care about all this.
My vision.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with the My Germs guy.
Right? Washington or go with this weirdo?
I'd go with Washington. Washington, we got anyway. He's got to say.
All right, let's-
Look at Washington's with the chick.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, let's imagine we don't even have the text here. You got these two dudes, or you got these
Yeah,
alternate
it's a
chat.
no-brainer right there.
Okay.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay
But I
here.
bet you if you
Do
picked them,
Yeah.
the computer algorithm would have been like, okay, this guy's ready for initiation.
Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry.
How
Emily
well?
is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is.
And they're
in
just
fact
talking
the
about it out in
leader
the
of
open now.
the
That's
United
kinda-
States.
That seems wrong.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any
I
other
thought George Washington had wooden teeth.
I don't know if that was true. I mean, I think he had a bunch of different types of teeth. Oh man, enough about let's see. Yeah, enough about mom, bro.
Mother has always had a fascination.
Oh my god, no matter what you
Mortimer.
pick, he's
But
just
has never
like,
wanted
mother,
to
here's the
tell me
first word
why.
out of his mouth.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked
Look
her
at
to
his
help.
eyes.
Lord
See where his eyes
Mortimer
go.
greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington.
And they keep talking
Very
about
familiar with
the Golden Order, but I don't think that could be the Order of the Golden Dawn because that comes after all of this. At this point in time, you got Rosicrucians, you got Jesuits, you got Freemasons, and you got the Illuminati, essentially. Like you got those four main groups. So out of all these groups they're talking about, I don't see any of them would have anything to do with the mom. I guess historically, right? So that's where the fictional part comes into this. Because I don't think
that's
there
where
was
the
any female group.
misdirection comes in, maybe.
Man, so no matter what, we're talking about mom again. So we're asking Dr. George
Shout out-
Washington.
Check her boobs out. Hello.
Yeah, how did he know mom?
Where did you first meet her?
I met Sarah during the War of Independence on American soil. She was introduced to me by a mutual acquaintance, and I must say that her sound advice prevented me from making some terrible mistakes. She may not be a soldier, but believe me, she deserves a statue as much as Lafayette does.
I didn't see that one coming. There's no doubt Mother has many secrets that are still hidden.
They're dropping some U.S.
Right.
history in here now.
Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Lafayette from what? Louisiana Purchase? Or do I have that wrong?
Everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other,
Or that was
what did you talk
Jefferson.
about?
I mean, they already started
let me
talking
answer this
about.
one. Let me do this one. May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about? Oh man. I don't know what to do. You do it.
I mean, I would say that the girl in Washington already brought up the Golden Order, but
yeah, we already know about
we're in the middle of like a public, like, you know, that the voices are bouncing around and echoing. It feels wrong to bring it up in this context.
Yeah.
My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well, such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again, or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads.
Oh, I think he's throwing shots
What
now.
was it that she used to say?
This guy really does look like Ichabod Crane.
Open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information. Thanks to you.
I guess we're just going to have that scar on our face for the whole game now, or what?
Word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research...
And I don't know if it's like a polygon or what, but it looks like George Washington's got some drool on his chin every time he turns like a certain way.
Yeah, because he keeps looking at those.
Yeah, that's where the drool comes from. I mean, I feel like we're on a roll here with not talking about the order, but what do you think?
Yeah, go with it.
I wonder if Mother is still on the island. Could she not have taken a boat and left?
I don't see how. No vessel can
You
move.
see it, right? There's like a little bit of like glistening on like the edge of his lip when he talks.
Staff and servants. There is one strange thing, I grant you. This island is barely the size of Delaware, and despite that, no one has been able to locate your mother.
So my mother still must be on the island.
I'm not going to talk about nothing, dude.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
That kind of felt like a veiled threat a little bit.
Careful, they're coming back.
I look like a lobotomy scar on the side of their
Well, I
head.
am impressed with all
Did you
this
see
strength.
Washington?
Don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
She's got the wooden teeth.
Fond of atypical works.
Yeah.
I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Oh, look, you see Kronos right there?
The
That's
statue
Saturn.
is impressive, and so are the paintings. Rubens, the Caravage, Guignero. Lord Mortimer has very
We're getting a little art lesson here.
means to express it.
Oh, I see our young sir is a connoisseur.
Yes, in my spare time. Yet, I couldn't tell you who
That's Kronos. That's Saturn.
is. I think I recognize a theme, but the style intrigues me.
Saturn devouring his son. Oh, well, you wouldn't know. The artist is none other than Lord Mortimer. I thought for a long time that the painting wasn't finished, but my old friend assured me it was. Still, there's no accounting for taste.
Not very conventional, but it sure does hold your attention.
You called it, man. He said it was Saturn.
Would call conventional.
Yeah, that's the symbol painting of Saturn.
No, who was that young lady with you? Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President.
Look at that drool, bro. You see it, right?
You can't blame. Hey, you can't blame George Washington. You got that chick
Miss
right
Adams is
there
here
with the wooden teeth. You know.
You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
Guy.
I
just hope he gets removed out
Rest
again
assured,
soon.
she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence. On that note, it's very late. You must.
Oh, well, I didn't even see that there was an
The
opportunity to
servant
do
will
something there.
accompany you to your rooms.
Ooh, we're gonna go to the room now.
You ever stay in a hotel like this in Vegas?
I bid you all good night. President?
I never have. I've been to like the Bellagio or the Venetian. I've stayed in the Venetian, but
at the end of the corridor.
I guess the Venetian and the Bellagio would be
My
the two
friends,
places
I am born
like this.
I am off.
But it's more not like the rooms, more of just going out to eat and walking around.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh, man.
You got that circus steak, or you got that Venetian steak?
Is my
I went to Circus every year for my birthday.
Hell yeah. Excalibur. They got those like arcades down in like the basement. It smells a little bit like mildew, and yeah, man.
Yeah, I used to go to all the different arcades that had Dance Dance Revolution. No one could see that's a video game that I could get behind. Is Dance Dance Revolution. Yeah, because it's like you get an exercise.
So Jacques Perru.
I don't know if any of these are real people or not.
If I saw someone running like that, I'd be like, "Yo, what's he doing?" Yeah, you gotta
well, he's not a good detective, right? We're just an occultist, so he's not good at, I guess, hiding that he's running.
No, that makes sense. I could see an occultist just running around.
I'm just looking to see where the rocket launchers are at.
Monsieur Johann van Woon.
Son Johann van Woon. Look at them chairs. I didn't know they had chairs back then.
No, they invented the chairs, I think, in like 1750. Before that, everyone just had a stand.
No one stood.
He's just stealing things. Collector coins. Yeah, so he's just been picking up. I wonder if, okay, I guess this is a real book. Mysterium Cosmographicum by Johann Kepler, 1596.
Oh, Kepler.
On astronomy and mathematical notation. And then what's this?
Paracelsus.
Oh, yeah, 1526. Several volumes. Master of Alchemy. He gave his name to the zinc symbol. I didn't know that. Parallel Lives. Is it Plutarch or Plutarch? I thought it was Plutarch with an L. Maybe I'm wrong. And then, okay, so the stuff on the left is real, and the stuff on the right is like fictional, I guess.
Ah.
What is this? You got that royal jelly. Let's just
pull that out. Pull that royal jelly out. Maybe you should wait till he's in his hotel room.
We don't need to use it. It's not letting me press it right now.
You gotta wait till he gets with that girl.
Do we have any new traits that we can... Talents? Oh, there's all kinds of talents here. Initiated, what?
He's hanging out with George Washington.
I mean, how much more initiated do you need to get?
George Washington's like, I know your mama. I know her really well.
I feel like that was the context there. Oh, that's his bedroom. Can you go
up in there? Yeah.
It has like, I'm guessing that means you can't go in because it's not doing it. I already feel like I'm lost. Like every one of these always looks identical. What are we stealing now? More royal jelly. I have no idea what royal jelly does.
Hey, you'll find out. You'll find out.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Biaggi.
All right. Gotta have our own room here somewhere. Once I find the room, maybe we'll take a break.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, there we go. Talking about it right here.
Oh, that's me. Now you can pour out that royal jelly. Now that you're all
right.
No, now that we're alone.
What should I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Biaggi's trust.
Uh-oh. We're going to make a decision here. I mean, we don't have the...
I would leave the letter closed and look at it later.
Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Biaggi, so...
Look, there's more Saturn.
I'll wait until I hand it to Mom.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of paintings in here.
Nice.
Oh, wow, there's a bunch of them.
Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Damn, dude. What is this? What am I even looking at? Those are fingers. Oh, that's the
It's the royal jelly.
Nah, dude. That's where the Spear Longinus went into the J-Man. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there.
Oh, I don't know that.
Carmelite water.
Carmelite water.
What's this? What's this statue?
I'm not really sure, man. I mean, you got the fig leaf. I think that it's like attached to him just to look like a statue would. What do we got here?
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices.
I hear voices, but one in particular comes into
Yet
my
again,
mind.
Judith beheading Holofernes.
Strangular.
Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented
Rectangular. It's like some sort of
Saturn devouring the sun. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son.
That's gnarly, man. Why would you have that in your bedroom? Oh, I guess this is like the foyer. Imagine that. That's like the ultimate power move, though. Like, oh, just wait for me. I'll be right out. And you're sitting there in the foyer, and it's just a bunch of pictures of Saturn eating his kids.
But you see how like the quality of paintings, how like good they were, like especially in the Renaissance era, and then the paintings that the CIA put out are like Pollock just throwing paint at the wall. It goes into
Saint
mind
Francis
control.
of Assisi in ecstasy before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes.
Oh, see, that's what I was just saying.
It's interesting. So this guy hears voices, and this guy hears voices. And then we've got violence up here. What's this one?
The Conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look like a copy, but I was sure the original was in Rome.
Okay, so they're implying that these guys have got the real artwork. Oh, I wonder if in the game we'll be able to figure out how to like lockpick all this stuff. Because right now it's all like
Go to the
red and locked off.
fireplace. The fireplace. Burn the letter. Burn it. Fire.
You just want to start running over people. I know it. Oh, what was this one?
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Uh-oh, that doesn't
Lovely
sound
lectures
good.
Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Very jolly. Oh, go to bed, bro. You've been up too late. Yeah. Get that jelly out.
Yep. All right.
Get that royal jelly out.
He got the magic underpants on.
Yeah. All right. Gonna get that royal jelly out. Very good.
This does look like the Venetian.
Failed. Oh no,
Let's
we
see.
succeeded. Okay, good.
We killed it, man.
Yeah, good job. High five. Digital 5.
Hell yeah.
Yep. We didn't fail anything. Yeah, you know that's how we be studying the occult, so we know how they think. We know how to maneuver it because we already know the storyline.
Oh, and we got to spend 4. So for next time, what kind of extra skills do we want? Let's see, we got. Oh, you know what? It was lock picking, right? What do we need to do lock picking? It's this one right here. This one gets us lock picking. I'm gonna go for this one.
Yes.
Oh, what? You can equip manuscripts?
I want to give a shout out to everybody watching us. We playing an occult video game, and this video game is about the Illuminati and this weird guy.
Box brain.
I'm gonna grow my hair out like his.
I'm gonna get a wig like this dude on the right. You kind of look like it, man. You just need that 5 o'clock shadow.
Your turn? The servants are not very...
Why does I don't look like that guy?
Uche can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted.
So is he astral projecting right now? Because he was in his room and now he's like in another room and they obviously don't see him.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
in any
he's
case, I do
Project Stargating it.
bringing her to the
Wow. Oh, those are his
From
teeth.
what I've understood, the search of de Richet's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Someone's about to get a checkmate.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game.
That's just a gambit, bro.
Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear.
You can go in there and switch a little piece around.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late. And we have much to discuss. One last move?
That's not even a comb over. That's just like a comb forward.
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat, my friend.
That was weird, man.
I like the way you move.
You know what, man? This guy looks like Entered Apprentice right now. Like this looks like a Freemason degree because he's got no shoes on. He's got the shirt untucked.
There's nothing like it.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that untucked shirt.
It kind of looked like. Look how out of place he is.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
See, they didn't have Netflix.
You too, sir.
Think about like how many candles they got to go through.
This guy's like 11 from Stranger Things. Like every time he astral projects, he's got like a nose.
I'm coming.
It's because he's an addict. He's an occultist, so he's probably doing some.
All right, we'll take this as a breaking point here. Is it automatic?
Yeah,
hopefully it saves. Hopefully it just automatically saves.
Yeah, because I would never play that whole role hour again. Not like we just watched the movie pretty much.
So the other ones that I had was let's see. A lot of these are very similar, man. Beginner's Guide, which is another kind of like just like walking around. Disco Elysium. This one I haven't even played before. A lot of people told me to check it out. Do Not Feed the Monkeys. And I guess apparently it's got some like a New World Order, Illuminati theme too. And they even said here they got this expansion called Privacy is Dead bundle, which kind of sounds like it's I don't know, related somehow. So maybe I'll check that one out at some point. And then what else? This one looked interesting, man. I haven't played this one either. I think I got a bunch of these in like Steam sales and bundles, but this one's called The Life and Suffering of Sir Bronte. And it's got good reviews. It's interesting though, because it looks like this like book layout, and it's instead of, having to walk around and find a rod and pry open a piece of wood and find grapes, like you just click on the stuff that you want to do.
Well, I don't think I'm ever going to play another video game after that. I'm going to have nightmares.
Does that just ruin video games for you forever?
Yeah.
The ones that I'm going to be playing with Jay Dreamers is Oregon Trail, which is basically like a zombie version of Oregon Trail. I don't know if you ever played that one in school back in the day.
Yeah, well, I'd watch my friend play it kind of like how I watched you play this.
I don't know if you call that play. It's more just like deciding which DVD chapter to advance to next.
Looks like Frogger. Yeah, if you could play Worms, I would very much like to play Worms.
Let's get Worms in the mix for next time. I mean, you could get Worms too. We could both play Worms.
Can I?
I mean, can you? I'd assume so.
I don't know. I don't know how to play the computer system. But if you could show me,
this is the one that I remember. And I mean, this is basically where Worms started. This one was called Scorched Earth. And
but Worms, they had those funny videos like in between them. Can you play Duke Nukem 96?
Yeah, of course. Duke Nukem. You ever played Redneck Rampage before?
Yeah, Redneck.
In my mind, Redneck Rampage was way cooler than Duke Nukem because it drove right into like the aliens coming and kidnapping people, and like they had these mutant jackalopes. Man, look at all these Worms games that were out. I didn't even know that there was this many.
Yeah, if you can figure out how to play Worms, or even Postal. Remember Postal?
Postal, yeah, man. Well, which Postal are we talking about? Because there was
Postal 2.
Okay, because the first one was the top down. Postal 2 is the one with Gary Coleman in it, right?
I didn't know that, but also Monty Python games are awesome.
I'm almost positive that Gary Coleman was in Postal 2. Yeah. Yeah, look, he was like, you go to the mall and he's doing like a store signing or something, and someone just irritates him, and he flips out and he busts out like an AR-15, and Gary Coleman turns into a bad guy.
I like that you could do whatever you want to in this game.
Man, I don't like. Could you stream Postal 2? It seems like there'd be some problematic elements in that game at this point.
Yeah, people who don't.
I don't even know if I want to click on some of these where he's fighting Gary Coleman. Yeah, some of these are pretty intense, man. That was an awesome game though. So that was that, and then Punch Club is the one that I'll be playing more with Andreas maybe, and then I want to get into this one. I'm gonna play this one solo. But Sam and Max was an old school Lucas.
So what do you do? You play games a lot? You're a gamer?
No, I don't. But I mean, I'm just recently unemployed, so I'm on top of that, I'm working on a bunch of games, right? So let me pull up my game. So if you go to Steam and you just search for,
you made this game?
I didn't. Well, I'm working on this one right here. Lucifer Lives in Lower Manhattan.
You making this game?
Look at that. Developer, publisher,
How do you make a game?
American.
How did you do that?
I mean, this is my background. So when I was at Disney for 10 years, I did tween animation for a whole bunch of different projects, but I was also doing a lot of games for in the parks, mobile games, like iPads and stuff. If you went into any of the like for example, Epcot Center, if you ever went to Epcot in Orlando between, I don't know, 2005 to 2015. That was the roughly the 10 years I was there.
Like you're gonna make $1 billion off this game.
I want to, man. I don't know. See, I don't know if I've got the best business mind because I didn't really go into the game. Like it's a fun game because it has the same inspiration of all these old point and click adventure games. But I'm telling you, like this is gonna be like it's in my mind. This is groundbreaking research because I've tied these dots between Freemasonry, Satanism, and Hollywood, and it's a direct line that doesn't require like conspiracy, subjective assumptions. Like all the receipts are there, and this game is gonna basically stitch all of that information together. It's got Manly Palmer Hall in it. It's got Order of the Eastern Star gets broken down. It breaks down Scottish Rite. It breaks down so many of these different things and how they all related to what essentially turned into the satanic panic of the 70s and 80s and 90s. So yeah, the reason why I'm playing games now all of a sudden is because I've got this game coming out. Yeah, research. And then as soon as this one comes out, I don't want this to just be like the one game that I drop and then walk away. And I was like, that was the one, you know what I mean? Because usually it's the third or the fourth or the fifth one where it starts hitting the stride. So this is me dipping my toe in. I have had games out before, but they were usually published by other companies, or I was just, hired to do one section of the game. So this is the first one that I'm doing entirely by myself, start to end. And you can see it's in early access right now. I haven't uploaded a demo yet. The demos will probably be on Patreon for a little while, just because I can do a much quicker update loop. I'll have to wait for Steam to approve it and go through all that. But as soon as it's pretty much ready to go, this is probably going to be open in this summer. So hopefully by this summer, if you go to this page on Steam, you'll be able to get an early copy of it.
That's incredible, dude. That's incredible.
So I'll make you play this one, even if you never want to play a game again. You'll play this.
I'll play
that. You'll like it.
And I was just joking. I was just being funny.
It's not funny, man. You kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
Good.
Good. So yeah, man, that's it. And then the other ones that I wanted to stream too. I don't know if you've ever heard this one. This one I find fun. I mean, I'm a weirdo though. So it's kind of like a slightly more advanced version of Among Us. Have you seen Among Us? You played Among Us? It was huge for a few years. I don't know if it died out now, but Among Us was it's this game where everyone's on a spaceship and there's 4 or 5 or 6 people. And one person is the alien or the killer, and you all kind of spread out and you're trying to fix things on the ship. And while people are fixing things, if you're the alien or if you're the killer, you can just take somebody out and then leave the body or move the body or whatever. And then every time somebody finds a body on the ship, they all come together and they decide if they think they know who the alien is and try to vote him out. And if everyone votes for him, then the humans win. But if they keep voting against each other and you don't get them, then the alien wins at the end. And there's a game called Town of Salem that's kind of similar. You're played I heard of Mafia or Werewolf?
No. I don't know anything about games really, but
these ones aren't even video games. So Mafia and Werewolf are games that were they kind of started as party games or social experiments. And
I think I have heard of Mafia.
Well, it's essentially the same game. Some Mafia would be that some people are the good guy, the cops or the civilians, and then other people are the mafia. And usually it just involves different rounds of gameplay. Anyways, Town of Salem is a version of that where the game starts and everyone's like a villager, but one person might be a witch and one person might be a werewolf and another person might be a mafia. They actually have mafia characters in Town of Salem. And you decide every night who you want to take out, if you want to poison someone, if you want to sabotage someone, but you're playing with 12 different people and it's a deduction game. So every morning everyone finds a body and then you all just kind of discuss and try and figure out who the person is. It's not exactly the same as jumping on mushrooms and shooting fireballs.
I got this idea for like a game, but it's more of a Pokemon type game, but it would need printing of a 3D printer. And I got I got some stuff drawn out, but it's still under the Doenut brand, but they're donut monsters, right? And they're little toys that you can roll and I used to play with these toys when I was a kid that you roll and you just slam them into each other, but they'd be donut monsters. They monster donuts. And then
what were the toys that you played with that you'd slammed into each other?
I forget what they're called. Will never remember what they were called either, but they were cool and they were hot for a Christmas. For one Christmas, they were cool and then they were gone. I think they were called Bones.
What did you actually do? Was it just was it marbles where you knock things out of the circle?
I never even played it. I just liked them. I just thought they looked cool. Let me see. Bone games. I think they were called Bones.
Was it a game or was it just a toy that people turned in? I searched for Bones.
Yeah, I don't think it was called Bones.
It's not these Go-Go's Crazy Bones.
Let me see.
It doesn't look like a game.
Oh, yeah, I think that was it.
This is them?
Yeah, I think so. They don't look as cool. But
they never do.
Yeah, I thought they looked cool. Maybe it wasn't that, but it looks something like that. And I wanted to make little donut ones.
Oh no, look. This is it. Schoolyard-friendly game based upon the ancient Greek game of knucklebones or jacks. And jacks was where like you would throw a ball down and then grab a bunch up at a time.
Yeah, and I like these just because of the packaging of them. And I'm not sure if this was, it looks like this was it, but I swear the ones that I liked were way cooler than those. But
yeah, 80s, 90s, all age. That's nuts, dude. I've never even heard of these before.
Yeah, but it would be cool to have little donut ones, but you would need a 3D printer. I don't know anything about that. But if you mixed it in with like a video game, it could be tight.
I mean, I got a 3D printer, man. What do we got to do? What's the deal here?
I'll send you some.
You got some 3D models?
Yeah, I'll send you some prototypes, and then we can cash in.
If you got the prototypes, I'll print out some little. And I don't have it on me right now, but I got a whole little like paint set because I've been doing miniature models of like my Hillary Clinton reptilian action figure series. Right? I hand spray or airbrush all of them, and later this week I'm going to be like detailing them all.
You should do some Trump ones and sell it to the MAGA people, and you'll make a shit ton of money, and then make the Hillary Clinton ones and sell it to the Hillary Clinton people, or make like Joe Biden ones, but you know what I mean? And just sell them to both and just cash in on it.
I mean, I'm all in on doing the reptilian airbrushing right now. Are there any good Donald Trump as a reptilian theories out there? I haven't really seen him be accused. I got
a video. I was debating if I should release it or not. Is Trump a chaos magician? I can upload it real quick for you, where you can like look at it. It's really good. It's just
I think so. I mean,
I don't want.
He's like, a chaos something.
Yeah, here I'll upload it real quick. I just don't want a bunch of like crazy people coming to my channel and being like, "What the heck?"
Over what? Oh, about Trump being a chaos magician?
Yeah. A lot of people aren't open-minded to, certain topics.
I'll say it. What do you need me to say? I'll say it.
Well, I made a documentary.
Trump's a warlock. He's a flying warlock that shoots lasers.
I'm trying to find where it is.
I haven't seen any really good Donald Trump action figures. They've got a couple Lego sets, but the running joke is just to make him have the weird like raccoon like suntan going on.
Yeah, I think you can make a lot of money off that, especially with the election coming up. Oh, here it is. Found it. Video file. Okay.
Magic and the occult world have a huge hidden hand in the power dynamics of politics. Yo, what up? It's Doenut, and you tuning into all your Illuminati news. In today's video, we ask the question, is Trump a
I made this years ago. I never released it.
A long time ago, the original 007, where we get James Bond from, goes back to John Dee, an occultist who worked for the Queen and was a magician for the Crown. Revealed in leaked documents that we were not supposed to see, Podesta of the Clinton camp was engaging in spirit cooking. the spirit cooking has a lot of similarities in the Johnny Depp court case with Amber Heard, who's connected with the dank meme magic master Elon Musk, using meme magic to brainwash the public. The spirit cooking uses Aleister Crowley's cakes of light, charging a sigil via bodily fluids. The Thule Society was a main benefactor for the rise of the Third Realm, and Adolf fell asleep every night with his Helen Blavatsky book. George Washington to Napoleon Bonaparte, all part of secret societies.
Is that a real painting or is that like AI, man? Someone did it dirty.
The left practices magic, and so does the right. The illusion we have aside is a false paradigm. They give us cathartic moments, but the plans of the Illuminati goes along no matter who's in office. In today's video, we ask the question, is Trump a chaos magician using chaos magic? I thought this was silly, but the deeper I dove into this rabbit hole, the harder it is for me to get out of. First off, what is chaos magic?
That intro was fire.
I mean, they're all fire though, man. And do I see Kia here? I never knew that Kia, like the car company, right? That's a element of chaos magic.
That's crazy. Let me highlight that and then see that either. That's crazy.
Chaos magician.
Yeah, you can play it.
I didn't even know that I had.
Would claim that you could not precisely identify what it is because in the nature of it, it's chaotic. Like jazz or punk music, chaos magicians believe that they can change physical reality by altering their belief systems. Very similar to the laws of attraction. Positive
I made this
thinking.
years ago. Years ago.
What do you think about The Secret? You ever seen this? I'm sure you've seen The Secret before.
Well, you see that little red ribbon around it? We saw that in the video game, like how they close the letters.
Yeah, the wax seal.
Yeah, the wax seal. It's The Secret was released right before the world went into the Great Recession. So while we were going into the Great Recession, you got Oprah Winfrey, who stayed in her home for 322 days, pushing this to the world, just like the bankers pushed yoga to the world. The great Om, who was putting underage ladies under mind control, he went to jail for it. Huge banker, bringing mysticism to the consciousness, sort of as a culture changing moment. This definitely changed my perception and my whole reality. And where I was going in life.
Are you talking about the Secret?
The laws of attraction, yeah. Because I remember I got set up, I got jumped. I was calling this kid bad words. I definitely deserved it, but I was a young teenager just rambling.
You're like, yo, you're not a real juggalo. I'm the real juggalo.
Yeah, you ain't no juggalo.
Like,
you a juggalo.
Words.
Yeah, you a juggaho. And I went to work with a black, like I got punched, so I went to work and I had a black eye and all that. And they were playing The Secret. And I was like, this is why my life sucks, is because I'm not being positive. Right. And then my parents lost
the guys that jumped you were playing The Secret.
No, I went to work the next morning.
Okay. That would have been next level. Like, we're getting enlightened over here. We're gonna jump you, and we're gonna go back to getting enlightened real quick.
Yeah. So this is I must have been 17 years old. So I was like just out of high school or in high school at the time. And I was like, oh, I got to be more positive. And then my parents lost their business. They got a divorce because a lot of stuff like money issues is a reason why people get divorced. And but both of my parents, they're very close now, so I'm very grateful for that. But we lost millions, lost business out, and I was broke for about 17 years after that, where I was sleeping on the floor, and it was just a totally different reality. Because I'm not being positive. So I feel like The Secret was released because they knew the Great Recession was going to happen, and the bankers who through force took everyone's money for bailouts for Warren Buffett. JP Morgan became a billionaire in an unusual way because of this. But it's not the bankers. It's not crooked economy. It's not monopolies. I'm not being positive, and I'm not thinking positive.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was for. And I think it's happening now with hustle culture and Andrew Tate. Yo, the reason I'm getting fired, or I'm all this stuff that's happening now, it's because I'm not hustling hard enough, right? But no, that's not what it is. That's my theory on it.
I agree with you, man. I think that the secret is just 100% psyop. Like, I think so much of it, the one that I think stands out the most to me, and I whenever I bring this up, people either argue against it or just straight up dismiss it, and it just keeps going. But I would mean, this is the hill that I would die on as far as a secret goes. If you ignore the silly, like, Indians don't know what boats look like thing, but the dude with the frozen water, you know what I'm talking about? I think his name was like Miyoto or something. And his experiment apparently was that you would take these glasses of water and someone would sit there and think like good thoughts or bad thoughts at them. So one of them's like, just hate, 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 hate. It's like the haters ball from Chappelle's Show. But then another one, someone would just be thinking like, oh, love, love. You know what I mean? And then after they froze them, or they would take a drop of water out of these different vessels that had the water in them, and they would freeze it and then look at the crystalline structure that would form once it got cold enough. And that the next premise of this whole research, or I would call it an art installation, is that the ones that people were saying love in front of would form little hearts, and the ones that people were saying hate in front of would form little jagged lines. But when I looked into that research, because I remember seeing that in The Secret, the first time I saw The Secret, thinking, this is mind-blowing. This changes everything that I've ever known, because this means that water knows how to talk English. Like, it knows how to speak the same language I know how to speak. Like, how else would it know? And I realized that there was like the intent, right? Like, if you had an evil intent or a loving intent as you talk to it, and even that would have been mind-blowing, right? Like, you mean water has an emotional intelligence higher than some people might? And that would be incredible, because then you could just freeze water around people and figure out if they were a good guy or a bad guy, right? Like, if you were like a James Bond, or if you were like trying to figure out who the evil clone was, you just have the dude hold a glass of water and freeze it, and then you could tell. But there's a reason why it's not so world shattering. It's because it's all BS. And what they did is that they didn't really take down, they didn't make a note and say like, oh, Doenut was talking to that glass, glass A, thinking of this thing. They just had everyone do their own thing. And then they would go and take the samples and look at the frozen samples and then say, oh, this one looks kind of like hearts, or this one looks jagged. This one must have been the hate one, or this one must have been the love one. So it was more like they just waited until afterwards and then cherry picked the best examples and then match those examples what made the most sense to what the words were. So, and every other part of The Secret that I looked into, it kind of continued to fall down like that more and more.
And then they have the Knights Templars like running around in it. Like, this is the mystery of the Templars in the video. I remember there's that part.
And there was an overlap between this movie, The Secret, and there was one called What the Bleep Do We Know?
What the Bleep, yeah.
Yeah, it might have
been
like the same movie.
I was really into both of them.
Me too, yeah. Man. I think
that there might be a little merit to it, but I've never done the studies myself. But with water having a consciousness, like a crystal has a consciousness, but the plants that are surrounding us, they know the intent and they've done. But the thing is I've never done the Clive Baxter thing myself. So how can I prove it? But I do think that there is something saying hello to the plant. I think there is a symbiotic connection to water, but I think that The Secret and What the Bleep, like you're saying, a bunch of like playing metal music is going to make it ugly. Well, not if your intent with metal music is nothing but good joy and positivity. My theory on metal music is that they started removing it because of how powerful it was. Like you got the drums and the electric guitar, and we're electric beings, but also there's an element too where they're pushing heavy metal and horror movies for brainwashing as well. So there's so much stuff going on, but I think that music, as we are like water or whatever, the metal, gothic, angry 80s 90s kid was preparation for Afghanistan, that in my opinion. The music today of the sad, lonely, depressed is for what we're in today, where everyone's going to be in the VR and sad on certain medications or whatever, so I know it's that's another topic that I'm talking about, but I think it's connected because it goes into them talking about water changes, playing music. But like babies, they get smarter when they hear classical music. So like,
I don't know if that's true, man. I think
it is, because what's happening in classical music is there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. It's telling a story through music.
True. Well, there's baby Einstein, and then there's like playing music, like playing classical music for babies and getting them used to it. I guess I don't know if you remember, there was this whole thing where like when they were pregnant, right? When the woman would be pregnant with a kid, they'd get like the little headphones and be blasting Beethoven inside of the womb.
Well, that baby is feeling the different emotions and the different things. So the baby's being programmed through the mother of the environment. So
did you do that with the Great Malenko?
I'm pretty sure my mom, I know, was listed to the Grateful Dead. So maybe that's why I got into the Great Malenko, because there's big similarities there.
Is there a big Grateful Dead ICP overlap?
Big time. You got the Deadheads, and then you got the Juggalos. So you got that cult like following to them. Yeah. So you like that video? You think I should air it?
I like. How old is the video?
It's got to be like 2 years old. I never released it.
What was it?
Like,
too spicy? Just because you're calling Trump out as a chaos magician?
Yeah, I just don't like to the divide and conquer. That's why in the beginning of the video I made clear that this isn't an attack on the right at all. I made clear that Podesta, Clinton camp, proven that they're into the occult, which like spirit cooking and WikiLeaks documents. It's just a sensitive topic, like for people. So I was just like, I don't know if I should or not. But usually when I have that fear, that's when the video does the most viral.
Yeah, I don't, and also it's kind of funny because I know what you're talking about, where it's like, man, if I'm going to say something that could be perceived as critical against Team B, then it means that I have to lead with like critical things of Team A. Otherwise, it feels like it's out of balance. And now it's like a hit piece on one side versus the other. When really it's like, I just wanted to make a video about this thing, but you got to have to dress it up with all this extra context that at least lets people know that you know the other context and that you're going to acknowledge that some of that's going on, right? So it's not just immediately Donald Trump is a chaos magician. Here's 20 minutes on why. Like sometimes you got to ease into it a little bit. But I don't know. I hope that we all strive for a world where you could just put out like the most hot take with none of the preface. But I don't know. I guess for a first time viewer, they might not realize that there's more nuance that goes into it. Because
I think now I can post it, but a year or two ago, I don't think people were that open-minded.
Maybe. I don't know. What do you think has changed since then?
I think that a lot of people have seen through the illusion of the two-party system, because a lot of people are like, wow, it doesn't matter who's in office. These operations are going to go through no matter what. And I think more people are like open to that.
I mean, I hope so. I feel like I'm an eternal pessimist when it comes to this. Like I get more and more pessimistic every
You're
single
right.
election
You're right.
cycle.
I'm probably wrong because once the elections happened with Biden, I didn't watch it. So most of the world was watching that. And I was reading the gateway process CIA files, and that's all I focused on. And so like I was in a different world than the world.
I think that's better, man, because that kind of information is more consistent. Like it stays around longer. Like who's currently the president? It fluctuates every 4 years, right? And then on top of that, I guess this might just be maybe it's just like a being lazy or just like being afraid to take a big stand. But I really dislike talking about current events, like something that happened within the last 6 months, even the last like year or two, just because like look at how long it took for information about JFK to come out or 9/11 or any of these other like really important topics. It takes like decades for all these extra little details to come out and these reports that get leaked and witnesses that start to like after 10 years they stop caring as much, or after it goes to the statute of limitations. And almost all the hot takes that come out in the first 2 months after a huge controversial event are all pretty much proven wrong, or just like 1% of the full picture. So I don't know, it's easier, and there's so much more to pick from if you just like wait like 5 years, and then at least for me, that's like my cutoff. Like once 5 years has gone by, then there might be enough material to do like a big deep dive. But like, how are you going to do a deep dive on, Miami Mall aliens or something? Like, unless it goes on for another couple of years and you get more info, or you go and wait for the research and the interviews to come out from everyone there.
Right when that story broke, I went live and I said to everybody, this is going to be a psyop because it's going to be on all the mainstream media. And it was before it was picked up on mainstream media. And then the next day, all the mainstream media articles were pushing it. So that's always a question to ask, is why is the parroting of every establishment pushing the same story? Is it just for clicks, or is it because there's an agenda to push with the narrative like that?
With a little bit of both, but I can't remember the exact movie or article or whoever this quote was from, or two of them. One of them was that if you leave a vacuum, right, like vacuums need to be filled, like they'll just fill up on their own. So if you can be the one that fills that vacuum, then you've got some control over it. So for example, if there's like a slow news day, and I don't know, like let's say the Jeffrey Epstein's black books are coming out, or new information about that's coming out. Well, now if there's a vacuum in the rest of the news, that fills the news, that becomes like the main lead story of that day. But if you got anything else that's a little bit more sort of like a little bit more, I guess, like hyperbolic, right? Where like aliens are in the mall, or monsters seen, or UFOs seen, or any like UAP conference now announced in the Capitol. All those things, what they do is they fill that void. And then there's another quote that I almost positive it was an Albert Einstein thing, but he stole everything. So I don't know who he stole from. But it was that whenever you see like a news story, again, it's like it took the place of something else that could be in that paper, like a paper, a TV show. It is a finite resource. Like there's only so many pages in the newspaper, and there's only so many minutes in a news program. So every time they spend 30 seconds on something, or every time they print a page of something, that's one page of something else that didn't make it in there. So the whole point being that whenever you see a big news story, the first thing you should think of is like, what am I not seeing because this is here, right? Like this took up the space of something else. And that usually the sillier the story is and the more attention it gets, like a Miami Mall alien, then it's like there must have been a really big news story that day that had to be suppressed, and it required this like over the top thing to take all the shine off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's the distraction stuff.
So, hey man, I appreciate you playing or at least watching a gamified documentary for a little while. We saw George Washington talking about, having his way with this dude's mom. He's looking around for her. It seems interesting, although we might do like I might watch someone else play it and see if there's any like highlights to jump right to those. Otherwise, let's look into Worms, dude. Let's maybe play Worms or some GTA or some Postal or. I would love to play Postal. I don't know if there was like a 2-player version of it or not. And I want to see if there's any issues with like playing that one on a stream. If not, man, if you like Redneck Rampage,
we can do it on Twitter.
We can do some death matches in Redneck Rampage. I think I'll run circles around you in that because that's the Duke Nukem 3D engine.
Sure.
All right, it's on, dude. Redneck Rampage, Paranoid American versus Doenut. We're gonna see who's the true redneck that can rampage.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right, thanks for coming on and swap casting on this. Any shout outs? You got any projects you're working on?
I'm working on a lot of projects, and everybody like the video. If you want me to release this video, see, this is like the great right here. It's a good video.
How long is this?
I don't know. It's
let's see. It tells me right here. It's about 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I made it years ago, so I might need to edit some stuff out because I learn more as I research. But there's some good stuff in it.
We got some comic books in here. Oh, Scarlet Witch.
Well, because they know, like in the video, I'm talking about it, but then I go into like a whole different topic, which was trending at that moment. So, like, some stuff isn't like, why would he bring that up? Oh, did you see that? That was interesting. When Trump was speaking, behind him, they put that there.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious. Is this real? Because
it's real. Yeah, it was in the news.
So like there's guns in the eagle's arms, but also it's the double-headed, and one of them had like golf clubs behind it.
Look, there's golf clubs. Yeah, somebody did it as like a prank on him.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, man, I would absolutely release this.
Okay.
Have you seen the whole Scarlet Witch series too?
Oh
man, I love that whole series, but it was an interesting one. It like goes through different time periods, and they do like spoofs on different sitcoms.
Scarlet Witch.
I think that's what it was called.
I'm about to watch a movie tonight called If, with the guy from Clockwork Orange, Alex.
Malcolm McDowell, I think his name is.
Yeah, so he was in a film that my family thinks I'm crazy told me about, where it came out in like the 60s, but it goes into school. I'm not going to say the other word. It's something that been happening at schools a lot in the film, so it's interesting.
And you're not talking about Clockwork Orange. You're talking about something called It.
If yeah. So I'm gonna watch that tonight. Yeah, this video, I might drop it. Did you?
Has this even come out on Patreon, or is this?
This
okay.
This has been on Patreon. But
The
like,
Apprentice was a special show.
Yeah, but like this is old news, sort of. Like,
I don't know. It said 2024 there.
That's true.
You still got another year of runway to get out of this.
That's true. It just, we'll see. Oh, that's an interesting part right there. The TV show.
The black and white one right there. I don't know why it keeps jumping.
Yeah, I don't know either. But have you seen this?
No. What TV show is it?
So this is a 1958 TV show where this man Trump wants to build a wall. And it kind of goes into the whole like Elon in the Werner von Braun book and whatnot.
Is this like a monorail situation where he's like just conning an entire town?
Monorail. Yeah. I love that episode. Did you see the video that I edited of you breaking down the hairy shears?
Yeah, dude, masterful. Like I don't know how you do it, man.
I thought that was cool. I thought that was such a cool little thing I never knew about. Oh, and that's something that we'll do. Is we'll watch that together.
Oh right, yeah. The teddy. It's called the Teddy Bears Picnic.
People have been sending me information on it too.
What's
the guy
that?
the guy who wrote the song, he was part of secret societies.
Yes, I saw someone was posting in the Twitter threads that one of the guys that performed a really popular version of it was a 32nd degree Mason when he did the song. I mean, I don't know what the connection is between the teddy bears. There's probably what about Illuminati teddy bears, right? If there's Illuminati dolphins, now there's got to be Illuminati teddy bears.
Kanye West is one of the teddy bears.
So I mean, I don't know. There's some good merch possibilities in there. Little Illuminati teddy bears.
Yeah,
with the little donut.
Yeah, I got a lot of documentaries I haven't released. Like I got my Illuminati cows documentary. I got all these edited documentaries that are only on the Patreon and that I haven't put out, and they're good.
Is it just to keep it for Patreon only, or are some of them just like more controversial than you want to reveal to the rest
No,
of the services?
it's just like I find a book or a topic and then I research it and I make it and I post it on Patreon, and then the news cycle happens and then I forget about it, and so now I got like a whole catalog of like little mini documentaries. And then I'm like, should I post this? And
yes, hell yeah, man.
Okay, maybe I'll just start posting.
Yeah, post it all, man. I don't know. I mean, everyone's got their own thing, but like once it's complete, like because this might sound either dark or egotistical or both or whatever, but I just wonder, like, what if I just got hit by a car tomorrow? Like I would be bummed. Like my ghost would be bummed about all the unreleased projects that are just going to be sitting on my hard drive. And if like no one gets in there and releases it, now it just like never makes it out into the world. And a lot of that represents lots of, not just the amount of time it took for you to say, put together the video, but for all the research, for you to have the skill to put the video together, plus all the information you've ever amassed that help go into all the conclusions you make. And imagine if, Doenut just falls off the back of his Lambo tomorrow, right? Like, you don't want to just have all that just.
I would never be in a Lambo.
No, you've been in a Lambo.
Yeah, they suck.
Just not your own, you mean?
If I had my own Lambo, that'd be different, yeah. But if I ever had a car, I'd rather get something like a Bentley or something like big body, Lamborghini. It's very teeny. It's very and I'm like a really tall guy.
Get out of here with that teeny Lamborghini.
Teeny Lamborghini. I'm just a player hater.
Yeah, I mean, once you got 3 or 4 of your own, you'd be like, oh, it's my favorite car. Like everyone should have one.
Yeah, I got a PhD, a play haters degree.
All right. Well, I mean, shout out to Doenut. Thanks for coming on here. Join the Doenut Patreon so he can get his 3rd Lambo. The first 2 aren't cutting it. Like you got to have. It's okay that he's got one for the week and one for the weekend, but you don't want to do your homeboy like this. You want him to have a different candy paint flavor for every day of the week. So let's make that happen for Doenut.
I just want candy paint anything. It could be a candy painted Toyota. I'd be happy with that.
We could candy paint your microphone, maybe.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Why? I mean, dude, I literally have candy paint next to me right now that I was, because part of the coat that I was doing on some of the Hillary Clinton figures, I did some glow in the dark, I did some black light, and I've got some green fleckled candy paint.
Okay, look, I'm looking at candy paint right now.
Look at I mean, I'm not affiliated with any brand. I don't got any good affiliate codes, but
is
there's
it
one
easy?
called Wicked.
Wicked. Okay.
If you just look up Wicked H2O airbrush paint.
Okay. Wicked H2O.
I think it's H2O.
Okay.
Wicked.
And so when I buy it, Createx colors.
That's it. Yeah, Createx colors. That's the one that I go with usually.
Okay, and I purchase it, and then I just paint it with a paintbrush.
You know, maybe we'll do a live airbrushing.
It's only $30.
Yeah, but see, you get the base. You get a base coat, then you get like a mid coat. You'll usually get the candy paint on top of that, and then sometimes you'll add like a gloss. So there's a few different steps into it, but like you could technically just straight up get some of the candy paint and a brush and just paint it right on there.
Oh man, I'm gonna paint a candy paint green.
I mean, it's not hard, man. You probably spend more time just taping it up to make sure that it doesn't get into all the cracks, or just probably disassembling it would probably be way smarter, taking the shell off.
That's so cool. Okay.
We're gonna do that, yo. So tune in, watch us make Doenut's microphone candy paint.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching in. I got a little parting commercial here for you. Go check me out, paranoidamerican.com, Paranoid American stickers. There's the wave, classic wave.
American stickers, cryptids, cults, and killers. Seek out all your favorite conspiracies. All the land and more on a sticker sheets. Paranoid American stickers, they'll make you smile and snicker. False flags and secret societies. All of these and more on a sticker sheets.
Explore the unique with Paranoid American sticker sheets. Unearth tales of cryptids, cults, and mysteries through each sticker. These won't last long. Get yours now at paranoidamerican.com.
All American stickers, cryptids, cults, and killers. Seek out all your favorite conspiracies. All of that and more on a sticker sheets. Paranoid American stickers, they'll make you smile and snicker. False flags and secret society. All of these and more on a sticker sheets.
What the heck are you waiting for? Discover the extraordinary with Paranoid American sticker sheets. From cryptids in the night to cults out of sight, each sticker is a unique find. Get yours now at paranoidamerican.com.